be glorified. That was Eric House on the Gower Christian Church Sanctuary organ, playing a great chorus, Lord be glorified. Pastor Randy Fry here from Gower Christian Church. And you are listening to 7 Minutes with the Savior from Studio 2B here in the massive Gower Christian Church Media Complex. Hope you're well today. Yesterday, a big moment in our country's history as we inaugurated a new president. And in newly inaugurated President Biden's speech, he struck a theme of unity a lot, talking about what needs to happen to get legislators and just American people working together. And that should be good news for us. Unity, reconciliation, that's in our wheelhouse. Reconciliations are us. Unity are us. That's if there is a clear marching order from Jesus, a clear mandate from Jesus and the Apostle Paul, it's that we should be about the work of unity, of creating peace, of working reconciliations as opposed to creating division or promoting disunity. Fellow Christians, you should be reading all the time Matthew chapters 5, 6, and 7. The Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus lays out kind of the essentials of following Jesus. If you want to know what life as a disciple is like, those 3 chapters can do more to help you understand that than anything else. Here's Matthew 5, verse 43. Well, I should start my timer. I was so anxious to get into my message this morning, I forgot. Here's Matthew chapter 5, starting with verse 43. You have heard that it was said, this is Jesus speaking, by the way, you have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and unrighteous. For if you love those who love you, what reward will you have? Don't even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet only your brothers, what are you doing out of the ordinary? Don't even the Gentiles do the same? If we just love the people who we love their thought, their opinion, their life, then there's nothing exceptional about that, but we're called to exceptional love. The Apostle Paul wrote that as we have been reconciled with Christ, that we go out into the world as reconcilers, recognizing that reconciliation. So reconciliation, unity, that's in our wheelhouse. That's actually a part of our mandate as followers of Jesus. Dr. Darren D'Agostino was talking about the coronavirus and the vaccine, and he said something that really got my attention. He said vaccines don't prevent infection, they prevent disease. In other words, when you have a vaccine, you still get infected with the coronavirus, but what the vaccine does is create the antibodies so the infection gets fought and killed off before you get sick from it. And to me, that's a great metaphor for what we're talking about now. We will always have in the world evil and hate and bigotry. The world is broken, it's fallen. That's something that we say. And so things like evil and hate and bigotry and violence and discontent, the world is, in a sense, infected with that sin. And it will be until Christ returns. We can't get away from that infection. But we can prevent the disease. And Christians, that's a primary role we have in society, is to prevent the disease that's caused by sin. And we do that by living as followers of Christ. We can't get rid of the infection, not till Christ returns. It will always be with us. But we can prevent the disease of disunity and evil and hate and bigotry by living out the mandate that we have to be reconcilers, to be not contributing to the disease that evil and hate and discontent and violence cause. We are dedicated to being peacemakers and to creating peace. We need to be committed to praying for people, including and especially perhaps people whose viewpoints, people whose lives, people's opinions don't necessarily fall in line with how we think, or how we think people should think, if that makes sense. This is so important for us. We need this. We've always needed it. Here's a new opportunity to start afresh and live that out. And I think that's so important for us. And that's, like I said, reconciliations are us. Unity are us. That's what we're supposed to be about. And so, Pastor Randy is as jaded about politicians as anyone on the face of this planet. Let me tell you that right now. So, I don't know how well our politicians are going to be able to live that out. But certainly, the spirit of that idea is something we should be living out. And it's part of what it means to be a follower of Jesus. My 2 cents worth. And be praying for me so I can live that out as well as anybody else. Coming up this weekend, we will have worship live in person in our sanctuary or through the live stream, 10:30 on Sunday mornings. It is a youth group weekend, so we'll have youth group from 6 to 7:30. We will serve a light meal at 6 o'clock. If you are not comfortable coming in person, we will Zoom live the Bible study portion, and hope that you'll join us for that at 6:30. Prayer concerns is the one that I want you to keep mostly in mind is the family of Mildred Schwader. She passed away earlier this week, and her funeral services are on Saturday afternoon in St. Joe. So please keep that family in your prayers. Keep praying for our country. Keep praying for our leaders as well. That's important. All right. I've said enough. God bless you. I'm even beating the timer, but as you know, I started it late. So until we meet in person or online, once again, I bid you peace.